Okay, my friends, today is the day where we have actually finished this project. It's kind of weird for me to say because this has been a multi-year project in the process. You have followed me along for much of it. We'll come inside, we'll talk about kind of how it went down. So I started this project in 2021. I bought this piece of land and I built these 6 units. And this is one of the last units that I have right now that I can actually still be in because I sold the other units. So you've seen me through the process. We've talked about exit strategies. I've had to rent some of these through this process. I bought this project originally in 2021 as a piece of land. I took that land and I developed it. It took me about a year to development into 2022 and a little bit into 2023. At the beginning of 2023, I had started finishing some of these units. Of the 6 units, I started marketing them. We are now in the beginning of 2024. So it has taken me essentially a year. Traditional market, that's a pretty long time. Previous to this, had I had built this maybe a year or 2 earlier, these units would have been gone within a matter of a couple months at most. But because the market had shifted while I was doing this project, it took me a lot longer to sell these units than what I expected. But nonetheless, we're here. We finally are at the finish line. It's a little bit bittersweet to me because it's always hard for me to let these go. They take a lot of my time and passion and love when I'm building them. As you can see, you've been through a lot of the design process. You know what I like. You know I build things that I really love. And so I sort of look at it like a piece of art. When I build it to the design specifications of things that I really find desirable and things that I'm passionate about. The color, how do I want to say that? The color palettes are usually things that I am interested in. I obviously am always designing for the general public. Fortunately, I think I have a pretty good eye for design, and so that tends to lead to what people like as well. And so that helps me sell my products. That being said, it's also sort of hard for me to let them go because it is like a piece of art. It has taken me a really long time to create this, to design this. You have to keep in mind, I designed this project from the ground up, literally from a piece of dirt to what you see now. And that takes a lot of time and passion because it comes down to the little things even. I mean, designing exactly where these window goes. I wanted these windows specific heights. I put these in specifically for this project so you could capture these specific views. So there's a lot of intention behind what I do and there's a lot of passion behind what I do. And so fortunately, a lot of people like what I do and it helps them sell, but this last market was really strange. We were chasing interest rates rising. That led to a market that was really challenging to sell. I haven't been familiar with that because we've been in a pretty bullish market for the last 10 years. So selling properties has been pretty easy for me. When I finish a project, for the most part, they move. Sometimes I've had to sit on a project for maybe 30, 60 days. I've never had to sit on a project for as long as I sat on this project. So sitting on these units for 6 to 12 months ate up a lot of time. It ate up a lot of capital. The interest that I had to pay on the loan ate up a lot of extra income that I thought I was gonna make on this deal. But nonetheless, sometimes, like I've said before, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. You're not always hitting grand slams. Sometimes you gotta take those base hits. Sometimes you strike out, but it's the experience you got while you were up to bat and it makes the next time that much easier. It makes the direction of where you're going that much easier for you to navigate because you've already sort of beaten down a path. So you have this path now, you know where you're going. So on the next project, I have a lot more experience. Again, I like to make money. I'm not in the business to lose money, but I'm also realistic. And I also want to bring you the true stories of what happens in some of these real estate projects. You're not always hitting grand slams. You're not always making $1 million. Not every project you're buying a Lambo with. Some of them you're losing money. And that's just how real estate goes. It's an ebb and flow sort of scenario. So we're at the end. We're at the finish line. I wanted to bring you guys back through it one more time because this is probably one of the last times I'm going to actually be able to be in this property. It's under contract right now. I got a cash offer. Cash offers are always awesome. And so they are closing on this property in 2 weeks. Like I've said, for me, it's always bittersweet. It's challenging to let them go as much as I love moving on to the next project. I'm excited to move on to my next project, which fortunately is right around the corner from here. So I picked up a lot. Proximity is super important. So when I'm building, when I'm doing flips, when I'm doing any sort of real estate development deals, traditionally, I try to like to stay as close as I can. And so because I had already had so much experience in this neighborhood, I'm already super familiar with all the neighbors. I know all the city people. I've been through all the bureaucratic things that you need to get through with the city when you're planning and zoning and changing things around. And so I bought a lot right around the corner. May not have been the best decision at the time just because I was very deep into this project. I have a lot of capital in this project, but I look at real estate as an opportunity game. If somebody presents an opportunity to me, even if it's really challenging and I might be stretched super thin, if it's a good deal or if it's something I think I can capitalize on the future, I'm going to try and find a way to make that happen. That's just what I do. I just get deals done. And so I'm actually gonna go over there after this and we're gonna shoot a little bit so you can see my next phase of that project. You're gonna see that one from the beginning to the end, which I'm actually really excited to bring to you because this project, I kind of brought to you through the middle. So you saw it sort of from the middle to the end. You got to see a lot of the cool design stuff, but you didn't get to see the grit and grind that goes into taking it from ground up. And so I'm excited to bring that to you. That'll be my next project. That's in Midvale, Utah as well. And so now you get to see the end of a project, which clearly you can see I'm a lot more excited about, which is you get to collect the check. Somebody's buying the property. You get a good owner in here who's going to take care of the property now. I've been taking care of this place. So because I'm the owner and I own all these units, somebody has to take care of them. So I'm over here making sure. I'd stop by usually a couple times a day because I have to make sure the property's in good shape. I've shown you before, even going through winters, pipes can freeze. Anything can happen. So I'm traditionally stopping by these properties a lot. So this is one more thing that's sort of off my plate. I can focus my energy on another project and I'm super excited to do that. So thank you again for following me through this journey. It's been awesome to have you. I'm excited to show you the next one. If you like the content I'm putting out, if you'd like to see the projects I'm building, if you'd like to see real estate happenings in Utah, like, subscribe, follow my page, hit the notification for more videos like this, and I appreciate the follow.